Lisa's grandpa last year.
Good morning. I am John Harder, and I am doing another live broadcast. How to generate free energy and create cash flow. Broadcast number 114. So today I want to speak more about the free energy. I have posted the link to join me. I believe Lawrence was going to join me this morning. Lawrence from South Africa, I think. Is he from South Africa?
Sure.
Hello there, Chona and Haney. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. As I have many times already spoken about, is our mindset, because it is our thinking, it's our mindset that creates who we are, that creates who we become, that creates everything that comes into our life. It is all obviously by our thinking. If we feel helpless, if we allow ourselves to our mind to be minimized and feeling of helplessness, then that is where we're going. And we know that this world right now is as unstable as it's ever been, I believe. There is such instability. The elite, or whatever you want to call these powers that shouldn't be, they are getting very nervous and are getting and are starting to really pull out their last resources to create almost any kind of havoc in order to gain complete domination of humanity. The question is, are we going to allow these criminals to keep on doing this? Or are we going to stand up for freedom? Are we going to stand up for our freedom and do what is necessary to regain our freedom, not to lose the rest of it to complete domination? Are we going to have enough sense left in us to stand up for what's right, to stand up for our freedom? Think about your children and grandchildren. What are we leaving them? What kind of a world are we leaving them? Is this world, are we literally going to allow those few people to completely overrun us and completely dominate and dictate us? Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to let them do? We need to, we seriously need to wake up. If you haven't watched the video that is on the blog, let me share the screen for just a little bit here, and I'm going to show you. This here video.
The thing is, well, that's such a bold lie, Mike. It is. Like they're acting like there's going to be no next month. I mean, you don't do stuff like that unless you don't think the future matters.
Right. But you're exactly right. There's a point of desperation that they've reached because to them, everything is contingent on what happens before the election. And they're willing to literally kill or have killed, I believe, hundreds of thousands of Americans to accomplish their goals of creating an authoritarian overlord society where no voice that is dissenting against the fanaticism of the left is allowed to even speak or to even exist. And Tucker Carlson gets this. But where are all the others?
I was about to say, Tucker is going under massive attack. I don't even know Ed Fox for doing this. You think he wants to champion all the demonization of Alex Jones? No, he's next. Hell, they're calling before this even happened for him to be removed.
The reason I am here fighting for your voice, Alex, is because I see the big picture. I know what's at stake. I know that none of us will be allowed to exist in a free society. If they take away your First Amendment, they're going to take away your Second Amendment.
And by the way, they have admitted that. They say they're going to take this. It's all in the news. They want Crowder off. They've already taken you off. They want Molyneux off. They want Tucker off. They want Sean Hannity off. Anybody that's loyal to America.
Real.video is taken off. 250 new channels a day. Real.video, the YouTube alternative, literally 250 new channels a day.
Can we live stream on that yet?
Not yet, but that's coming.
I want to set it up. We're already. We'll just leave YouTube.
I talked to your crew. All your videos are going live on there. I mean, the recorded videos are going on there right now every day. All of InfoWars videos will be on Real.video. So if they ban you on YouTube, we've got an alternative. That's the key. And I'm losing money every day on that, Alex. I hope to make it
okay. So
right now I'm losing money. I don't care. We have to.
All right. This video that is on, and I think what is going on is what I see is that let's just go back to the video here. From what I can see is that admin is posting these things to help us realize that there is a sense of urgency. And I think we all realize that. And what would be the first action you would take? What would be the first action you would take if you were going to stand up against all of this? What would be the first action you would take? In Canada, the Canadian population is basically unaware of all of this heat that's boiling right now about this, where the Americans are basically fighting for their own, only just their existence. They're trying to keep from being completely dominated. But make no mistake about it, if the U.S., if they're accomplishing that in the U.S., that's not going to end there. Okay, it's not going to end there. So we need to make people aware. We need people to waken up. And how can we wake up a massive amount of people like that? How can we wake up the general population that is basically in a coma as far as being aware of what's going on is. They don't. There's very few Canadians that actually know what is going on. How can we wake them up? You see, all of everything is made to feel and look natural, look normal as much as possible, until all of a sudden it's too late. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to, how they're trying to prop everything up till last minute, till to get it to a point where the people literally do not have any do not have a chance left to fight back, and you know, don't even know what's going on at this point, much less being able to do anything when you have no idea what's going on. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Crypto review as well. I had not acknowledged some of you before already. Thank you so much for joining me, Marjorie. Thank you for moderating again. And so we have Mausa joined us, and Mahalko88 joined us. Thank you so much for joining this broadcast. And as I was just saying here, that admin has been posting these things for us on the blog to help us understand that there is a sense of urgency to getting the word out. And I think many people are they are sort of confused, because the energy is obvious that is what is going on out there. And I think many people are actually afraid of what's going on. They are afraid to actually learn the truth, because obviously the mockingbird media is keeps on spreading deception and giving all of the false news out there to the general population. And so they are actually basically in the dark as to what's going on. And this makes it very important for us to do what we can to wake them up. And we know that this has that people have already for some years now. Like, for instance, people like Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante, and others as well. But it seems like the general population, they just kind of watch the news and, oh yeah, okay, well, that's how it is. All right, yeah, well then obviously we're not in any danger, and if Trump would just, you know, become a nice guy or whatever, then everything would be okay. And in the meantime, they have actually no idea what kind of an attack we're under. And this isn't just an attack for for where it's an invasion of a country or anything like that. This is our freedom on a global scale that's at stake. It's our freedom on a global scale that's at stake. And right now they are pulling everything they can to dominate. How far are we going to let them get? That's the question. How far are we going to let them get until we are going to be willing to wake up humanity, to help more people to understand what is going on? You know, I have okay. Thank you guys for joining me here. I truly appreciate it. Now, I was going to talk more about the energy units, and I I had said it in yesterday's, I think, yesterday's broadcast that that we're going to focus more on the units that are not the Searle effect. Not that we want to let that go. Of course, that is what we ultimately want. But we're going to have to begin with with an easier unit, which is actually very much part of what we need to do anyways, because these units, they will cover many other aspects that where those other units would not be so suitable. Okay, so for powering houses, these units that we are talking about now, that where we only create the engine that that runs free of you know, of like, it doesn't burn any fuel of any kind or nothing. It runs for free. The engine, of course, we've got build, and so the engine will have to be bought. Well, the unit, we'll put them together as a unit, but they will have normal generators on them at this point. So I posted the link up of, if any of you would like to join me and have and ask some questions, you're welcome to do so. I have posted the link, all right, in the chat. So you're welcome to join me if you'd like to ask some questions or something. All right, so but because this is much simpler and much easier to do at this point, this is why we're beginning with these units now. And so we're right now we're working on getting all of the getting the drawings and getting everything ready for a prototype at this point. And so it won't be long, and we will have a prototype developed, in which is going to help us to do some testing and things like that. And at which point, you know, obviously, we're going to make that information available on my free.energy as to what's you know, what's going to be happening after that, and what our plans from there on will be. So stuff like that we will be posting on my free.energy, which is going to be available to free members. Now, my free.energy, however, is going to have a paid membership level, which is more directed to well, information that is it's at a higher level than what is available to free members. That's basically it. It's more where there's planning and things like that you know, much more detailed and things like that is what's going to be available to the paid members area. And obviously, also when we need people, which we will, there's going to be people needed to help out in the project in various areas. That information is also only going to be available on the paid membership level. Okay, so and there's a reason. There's a reason for this. We want to weed out people who are you know, basically, how should we say it, that aren't really serious about helping in the project so much, but who would just be more like, when can I have a unit, when here, when this, when that, when whatever, like just like we see in TBC, when's there going to be a bank, or you know, when do we get a card? When do we get to cash out? Where's the cash out button? Those kind of things. That's we know that the same thing is also going to happen there, and you can bet on that most of these people, they have never ever zoomed out far enough to take a look at what's going on, to even have take a bit of stock of themselves. Who actually am I? What kind of a person am I? How am I helping others? In what way am I actually a benefit to society? They've never done that. All they can do is when am I getting this? When am I getting that? How you know? Come on, the world owes me something. So when am I getting that? Where is the button? You know, that kind of thing. And we want to kind of weed that out, and that's why we're going to have a paid membership level where the where the privileged information, is actually going to have to be is going to only be available to people who are interested enough that they put some money down to be in with the project. Okay, so that kind of thing, so that that way we will have and so you're probably asking, why then a free membership area? Well, the free is going to be more for so many people are going to be somewhat interested, and they might not want to pay up any money up front, but later, but when we come out with products and things like that, then they could be, they could actually be pretty good customers, but they don't have the they don't seem to have this idea that unless I see something up front, I'm not putting any money into it, right? I got no vision, I got no sense of a belief in anything, unless I can just see it and buy it right now, then forget it. You see, that kind of thing. And this is why we have it, so that people who see the benefit, people who have enough vision that they say, look, you know what, I'm going to get involved, I'm going to put some money down, and I'm going to because I want to help with this project to actually move forward. That's why. And then, of course, we do have for people who have some money that they can put into it, and who want to give beyond of what the benefit is, then obviously we're going to those are going to be the first ones to get complete units when we have them. Okay, so this is all going to this is how we're going to play that out. That is so that that people who are most involved and are more even if it's not so much physical involved, it's but either way, whether it's physically involved or whether it's monetarily involved, those are the first people that will receive the units when they become available. All right, so so that is where we're going with this. And as I had mentioned in a previous broadcast, that these units, they're going to come in various different sizes, where they are large enough to easily power fair-sized greenhouses. So what kind of greenhouses are we talking? Well, greenhouses, so that here in Canada we can build greenhouses where we can grow avocados and mangoes and bananas, oranges, lemons, and many other tropical fruits that we will be able to grow right here in Canada, and they will be powered with these units where no fossil fuel is burned to to power them, for heating, and also the lighting and everything that's required. We can do all this. We can create an environment in a greenhouse that has the natural environment for them, for these fruits to grow and to develop. And so we don't have to rely on all of the processed poisonous foods that are now always being the way it's now always being done. Like fruits in the tropics they are picked way too green. First of all, they are pushed in mass production, which is already not healthy. And then, all of the things that they do to it in order for it to still make it to the store shelves here. Much of those processes is very unhealthy. And so what we're driving at is to produce healthy foods right here, and also in many other ways that we're going to create local economies, local self-sustainable economies that are no longer reliant upon all of the commercial shipping and all of that. That's you see, all of that's commercial shipping, and all of that was developed only to gain more control of humanity. To gain more control of humanity. That's the whole aim. That's what they've always been driving at. And now it's coming down to a crunch, folks. It's coming down to a crunch. We need to seriously get busy waking up people and making these things happen, so that so not, even for our very survival, right? So first of all, for those of you listening here, do not fear. Do not fear. Fear is your biggest enemy. Fear is it's the worst thing you can do to yourself is to fear. Instead, create an environment in your mind of perfect peace and harmony and abundance, and all of the things that you want to create in your life and that you want to pass on to your future generations. Create that environment in your mind and dwell on it and enjoy it, and then ask yourself, what can I do? What is my first action to make that happen? Just ask yourself, your subconscious mind, that. And when you get the answer, waste no time. Waste no time. You take the actions right away. And those actions are going to be quantumly powered by the right energy. If we all do this, we can make quantum leaps to regain our freedom. We can make quantum leaps to regain our freedom. And of course, we need to then also teach others to do it as well. Thank you so much for watching this morning. I I had thought that Lawrence was going to come on, but he didn't. I'm not sure what the deal was, but it's okay. Maybe another time, or I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. I don't know if there's anybody else that has been come on. I think that's all of. I'd acknowledge them. I want to acknowledge every one of you, and truly, you know, I truly appreciate you hanging out with me here on this broadcast. I appreciate it. And now, for those of you who haven't migrated, you've got only 1 day left to migrate into the new wallet system. And for those watching this and are not in TBC, then I very much invite you to check out the information under this video and find out how you can actually create a nice stream of cash flow for yourself, and as well as how you can get involved with building these energy units that I've been talking about. Okay. All right. Again, thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is that you're approaching.